Hi, I'm Susan, and welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas with the Ruths event. This is day one. And as I mentioned in our intro, what we're going to be doing over the next 12 days is to invite you into our home virtually and share some items that we bring out at Christmas that have special meaning for us. So think of this as an advent calendar, and every day there will be something exciting and special and meaningful behind each day's door. So, what lies behind the door on day one? It is a nativity set. Now, what gives this nativity set meaning to us is that it was handmade by Thai women who were rescued from sex trafficking rings. And the way we came about this set is our son in law took a medical missions trip to Thailand about 8 years ago. And while he was there, he learned of this ministry that rescued these women, brought them in, and provided shelter and food and clothing, and taught them marketable skills so that they could learn to make things and eventually support themselves. So, of course, he was so excited to share in that ministry and ended up buying several of these sets for the family. So that's why this nativity set in particular is special to us. I love nativity sets in general. They bring us back to that first Christmas, and they remind us of what Christmas is really all about. In fact, let's look at that now. If I were to ask you if you could tell me in one word what Christmas is really about, what would you say? A lot of people would say Christmas is really about love. Others would say Christmas is about hope. And still others, especially those of us who are believers, would likely say Christmas is really about redemption. And of course, all of these are true. In fact, that beloved, well-known scripture verse, John 3:16, pulls all of this together. It says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." There you have love, you have hope, and you have redemption. In fact, John 3:16 pretty much perfectly depicts Christmas for us. But I would like to put another word to you, and that word is forgiveness. I think Christmas is really about forgiveness. The most unique gift of forgiveness, in fact, the world has ever seen. And the reason I say that is because that very first Christmas, a holy God gave his only son to a sinful world to redeem us to himself through the miracle of divine forgiveness. Forgiveness is actually the heartbeat of the gospel. The Christ child was born to die a sacrificial death on the cross to satisfy the justice of that holy God so that he could share with us his divine forgiveness. And it is through his gift of forgiveness that we can know divine love, spiritual healing, and restoration to him. So I would like to suggest that forgiveness is critical to Christmas. It's so important to enjoying Christmas and the full meaning of it. In fact, I would even say that without it, there is no hope. Without it, there is no redemption. Without forgiveness, there can be no restoration. So if you were to look at all of this and put it together, what you might be able to say is actually, without divine forgiveness, there is no Christmas. And for that reason, because it is such an important concept and is so closely related to Christmas, we're going to be using forgiveness as our theme throughout these next 12 days. Every day we'll be looking at an angle of forgiveness. In fact, tomorrow we're going to be talking about relationships and forgiveness. And of course, I'm not going to give you a hint as to what's behind day two's door. You have to show up to find out that. But I look forward to seeing you then. Continue to think about this through the rest of the day and let it sink into your soul. I think it will be especially meaningful to you. Thanks for showing up. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day and goodbye.